Our Sunday group, Meredith McGraw, Wall Street Journal White House reporter. Fox News contributors Guy Benson and also Marie Harf. And legal commentator Horace Cooper, chairman of Project 21. Welcome to all of you from Boston. Let's start with this. There's a lot of unknown about the economy at this point, the tariffs, how that's all going to settle out. But Investors Business Daily actually had some good news for the White House. They are celebrating this weekend. I want to put that up because I don't have my notes in front of me. I've lost them. So I'm going to read it off the screen for you. The Federal Reserve's primary inflation rate, the core PCE price index, fell in April to its lowest level since March 2021. So good news there on inflation. But they also went on to talk about earning power, saying aggregate wages and salaries rose 0.5% for the third straight month, reflecting a combination of job gains and wage growth. Guy, they're taking a bit of a victory lap on that.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense for them to do so because we've had all this doom and gloom from a lot of people in this town where we are saying that the pain was going to arrive immediately. It was going to be very acute across the board. And at least so far on the most recent employment report and then the numbers that you just recited, especially on wages, this is really good data for the administration. Now, whether that lasts month after month remains to be seen, but certainly some of the people who are most negative thus far being proven wrong.
Well, part of this whole conversation of the economy, of course, involves what's happening with Doge. Elon Musk formally leaving his role as expected on Friday. But there are questions about whether or not what he did gets folded into what Congress is trying to do. Here's the president talking about that Friday.
We're totally committed to making the Doge cuts permanent and stopping much more of the waste in the months to come. We want to get our great, big, beautiful bill finished and done. After that, we put some of this into the bill, but most of it's going to come later.
And Meredith, this is one of the things that Elon Musk had been critical of, thinking of a lot of work that Doge had done wasn't going to actually get codified anywhere. The president says it's going to. The Hill's got to cooperate. What are the odds, you think?
Well, I know from a White House official that a rescissions package is going to be going to the Hill this week. It's going to be about $9 billion, and it's going to be focusing on NPR, on PBS, on some of the foreign aid cuts. And House Republicans have been talking with the White House about this rescissions package. It's still not nearly close to the $1 trillion that Elon Musk has said that he was trying to target with the work of Doge. But I think the big question now for House Republicans is what sort of appetite there is on the Hill. We've seen how some of these cuts that Elon Musk made face some real backlash, even from people in Trump's own party.
Yeah, Horace, what about that? Because it is a heavy lift to get anything through the Hill at this point. There's been all this talk about the rescissions package, and there are people that are frustrated because they say, you know, Doge, whatever work it's doing, it's not over, according to the White House and Elon Musk, but they want to believe, those who are supportive of the work that's been done, that it's going to have some permanency to it.
Well, the tax cutting side has always been the easier part. Coming up with the reductions or offsets has always been the difficult part. I watched, and I've been watching Senator Ron Johnson explain that we're not having a large enough offset. I think it would be constructive for those members, and he says there are many, to get together and maybe sign a letter saying, here are 40 votes in favor of doubling the number of offsets, or whatever this amount is. At present, I think we're going to be fortunate to get the $9 billion. It is my hope that what we do is we have another rescissions package later this year and then another one at the beginning of the year, and that can sort of build momentum.
All right, we'll see if they're taking their advice from Horace Cooper this morning. In the meantime, Elon Musk on his way, sort of, we think, out the door. Marie, I actually think Democrats are going to miss him. He's been a good foil for them, a good target of criticism. Are you sad to see him go in that respect?
Well, look, I think politically he will continue to be a problem for Republicans. And let's talk about what these offsets are. Morally and politically, these are very tough things for many Republicans to defend. Slashing Medicaid, it's not just waste and fraud here. Millions of people who deserve legally to be on Medicaid will get kicked off of their health insurance. When we're talking about the DOGE cuts, Elon Musk did not find widespread waste, fraud, and abuse. He did not reach his big $1 trillion number. What he did was get a lot of veterans fired. He shut down USAID, which around the world helps the most vulnerable people. And by the way, you know what country's doing that now that we're not? China. They are filling that vacuum. So Elon Musk standing up there with a chainsaw, talking about the average patriotic Americans who have served their country in the federal government across the country, not just in Washington, working for national parks, working for the Veterans Administration. That is a political message Republicans are going to have to continue defending, and that is a very difficult one, Shannon. And that's part of why Elon's leaving, but they're going to have to keep owning that all the way through the midterms.
Well, and for the record, they say that they will not cut anyone who desperately needs and is vulnerable and actually qualifies for things like Medicaid and SNAP. It's about making sure able-bodied people, they say maybe gaming the system, would be cut off. And it would be millions of people potentially. So there is impact. We're going to track it all. Panel, thank you.